Let's talk about fascism, a word often misused online, but it's a very specific, dangerous ideology. At its core, fascism is a nation-state in meltdown, built on three pillars: hyper-nationalism, the cult of a single, all-powerful leader, and the destruction of individual freedoms. Hypernationalism isn't just patriotism, it's the belief that your country is superior and must be purged of anything impure. The leader isn't just a president, he's the embodiment of the nation, demanding total loyalty. Questioning him is seen as betrayal, and in a fascist state, your rights vanish. The government controls everything: media, schools, even your thoughts. Dissent is crushed and society is forced into conformity. Fascism promises a return to a glorious past, but unity is achieved through violence and fear. It's a system that says, you're with us or you're the enemy. History shows us how dangerous that is. To understand fascism's rise, look at post-World War I Europe, a continent devastated, humiliated, and desperate. Italy, despite being on the winning side, felt cheated and plunged into chaos. Enter Mussolini, who rallied angry veterans, violence and nostalgia. In Germany, the Treaty of Versailles left the country humiliated and bankrupt. Hyperinflation and blame created fertile ground for Hitler, who offered scapegoats and the promise of national rebirth. Both leaders exploited despair, offering simple, brutal solutions and a vision of greatness. For people who'd lost everything, this was dangerously appealing. Once in power, fascists rely on propaganda and fear. The state controls all media, creating a single, glorified narrative with the leader as a near-mythical figure. Massive rallies and spectacles overwhelm the senses, making individuals feel small and the collective powerful. Propaganda creates emotional bonds, bypassing rational thought, but fear is just as important. Fascist regimes identify and eliminate enemies, minorities, political opponents, intellectuals, using secret police and paramilitary thugs. Dissent is crushed through violence and intimidation. The result, a society where some love their servitude and the rest are too afraid to resist. Fascism's need for conquest led to war. Mussolini invaded Ethiopia, Hitler annexed neighbors, then invaded Poland, starting World War II. The Axis powers, Germany, Italy, Japan, sought domination fueled by fascist ideology. For a while they seemed unstoppable, but brute force met even greater resistance when the Allies, including the US and Soviet Union, joined the fight. The war exposed fascism's empty promises, ending with Mussolini executed and Hitler dead. The world saw the horrors of the Holocaust and the devastation fascism brought. The grand vision ended in ruin. With Hitler and Mussolini gone, is fascism dead? Not quite. The core ideas, aggressive nationalism, strongman leaders, scapegoating minorities, still echo today. Far-right populist movements in Europe and the US use similar tactics, stoking fear of outsiders, attacking the media, and promising a return to greatness. They may not call themselves fascist, but the playbook is familiar. In the US, we've seen rhetoric glorifying strongmen's suspicion of democracy and exclusionary nationalism. Not every nationalist is a fascist, but when you see a cult of personality, scapegoating, and political violence, the parallels are clear. The danger remains. Don't lump all extreme ideologies together. Fascism is far-right, obsessed with national unity, racial purity, and a powerful state led by one man. Naxalism is the opposite, a far-left revolutionary communist movement from India, inspired by Mao, aiming to overthrow the state and destroy class hierarchies. Naxalites fight for the oppressed, especially in rural areas seeking a classless society. Fascism enforces hierarchy, Naxalism wants to abolish it. Both use violence, but their goals and beliefs are diametrically opposed. Confusing them muddies the waters and blinds us to their unique dangers. You might wonder, why care about these old ideologies? Because history doesn't stay in the past. The ideas behind fascism and Naxalism can re-emerge in times of fear and division. Recognizing the warning signs, calls for national purity, scapegoating, attacks on democracy helps us push back before it's too late. Understanding these ideologies makes us better citizens, less vulnerable to propaganda and hate. Democracy is messy and fragile, it needs defending. So talk about this, stay informed, and remember, fascism creeps in slowly, exploiting fear. Our best defense is vigilance and a commitment to human dignity and freedom.